First off, welcome back everyone to something a little different, man. This is something different for my channel and something different for me out in the field. It's a different experience nonetheless. And I despite what I may end up using, I have to use what suits my needs. I have a lot of time invested in Wagtail, and I have made that tool and customized the ability of that tool for myself, because Wagtail is great for that. Now this sorbo is a great squeegee, and should I feel the need to do straight pulls for whatever situation, this will be my tool of choice. Am I going to give these away? Heck no. First of all, it was a personal gift. And second of all, you get your own. Keep your mitts off of mine. This is for me. And who knows, maybe later on down the road, y'all might be surprised what I do to it. And sorbo, don't take any offense to anything I may do to your tools, because it's just my personality, man. You can't fault me for that, man. But I had to make a correction. When I was talking about 90 and 40 degree, I was talking about the ends, or I meant the ends. You know what? He mentioned that, because see, we were going back and forth, texting a lot after we talked. And, you know, some of the stuff that we talked about, it didn't come out right in the text, but we have a brain, so you know what the person meant, or you can guess what you thought he meant. So when he said 90 and 40 degree ends, angle, I should say, not ends. Ends would mean the end of the channel. Angle, he said angle. And when I was looking at the handles, I guess because one's different, one's, different color. But I was under the impression that the angle was in the handle itself. Because me, I overanalyze things. And the problem with that is sometimes you go overanalyze too much and you can miss the whole point. You feel me? So I missed the whole point nonetheless. And as you can see, this one has the 40 degree angle. I wouldn't say it's much of a 40 degree because it's only that part of the channel, but I guess that's about right. And this is 90 degree. All right. So that's the differences. Well, I don't know why, and maybe it's just my imagination, this one I favor more with the straight pulls. You see, with this tool, I don't do much fanning. You know why? Because then that means I have to detail. So I keep it simple. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because I'll tell you why. Person that's doing all that fancy stuff, first of all, they're not going to use a large channel. First of all. And the reason why you're not going to use a large channel is because you lose pressure on the ends when swiveling, so you won't be able to get the corners as well as if you were to use an 18-inch or under. You can go as far as a 22 and swivel with it, but if your ends aren't dog ear, you will be chopping windows up on the ends, and you will have to detail anyway. I could swivel with a 30-inch wagtail, any size wagtail. Maybe not a 36 though. I've only straight pulled with my 36-inch wagtail. But you will get stuck detailing with any tool once you start to go bigger anyways, unless you're just good like that. You see, I don't like to detail, so the fact that I have to detail if I swivel with certain framework, and I didn't say all, certain framework, I just would rather straight pull. because you can move faster than someone swiveling, providing you have the right size channel. Ask Louis, he'll tell you. He gets it in 2 swipes, sometimes 1 swipe. All the swiveling in the world can't beat that. You feel me? So that's that. Next, I want to talk about what's coming up. The S-arm. I'm going to briefly touch on pros and cons of it and how you can use that mop on every single window. Something no one's done already. No one has mentioned this, but you see, I learn fast. Whatever I see that I have a problem with, I find a solution and I improvise. Some people haven't thought that far ahead. Maybe they have, and they just hadn't shared it. Well, shame on you for not sharing, because some people would like to know. So I'm going to let y'all know. So come back for that and stay tuned. Next, I have a video of an estimate residential job. So come back to the channel and watch that. But this is Masters at Wagtail. Get yourself a sorbo, especially if you're new. This is one of the better ones that you will ever use when you're first learning how to squeegee and do straight pulls, because it's a no-fuss squeegee, and it's one of the better ones for doing cross pulls and straight pulls. Now, when you're ready to upgrade your systems and you're ready to throw that dollar store squeegee down and that Home Depot squeegee and that Lowe's squeegee, and you're ready to get some real tools, come talk to Sorbo. Come talk to WCR. Come talk to Wagtail. Go talk to Mormon. I don't care what tool you get, but you should always be moving forward, never backwards. So those tools will get you by. It'll make you money. Any squeegee will make you money. But like I said, it's not what you do with the squeegee, it's how you do it. You know, you can have the best tools in the world, but if you don't know how to squeegee a window, you pretty much in the deep waters here. So get yourself a Sorbo, get yourself a Wagtail, get yourself an Unger, a professional Unger, an Unger Ninja, or, you know, leave them dollar store squeegees alone. It served its purpose. Leave those mediocre, basic Home Depot squeegees alone. They serve their purpose. Trust me when I tell you. You're going to thank yourself for upgrading your tools. This is a good place to start, because if you're not a big fan of fanning or swiveling, and you want a tool that swivels when you need to, Louis makes his loose like a goose, and I've seen him swivel that tool like a wagtail, and that's pretty extraordinary, because I've never seen anyone do anything like that. And I think I'm going to have to try that. Man, it can't be too hard. Louis can't be all that good, Louis. But I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to loosen this up, and we'll see how this rides on the window with that handle being loose like a goose. See if I can swivel with this. I just have to worry about detailing at that point. But Louis doesn't seem to mind, and maybe it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But I just got in the habit of not detailing anything, ever. Maybe on a few occasions some French pains, but that's pretty much it. But this is... I also want to tell you about the first and only blade sharpener that Sorbo invented in 1984, I do believe, during the oil crisis. The Green Movement was talking about saving resources, and one day when he was changing the squeegee rubber, the idea came up for him to do this. And he thought to himself, wow, if I can't resharpen the rubbers, they would save a lot of waste, thinking green. And then the first rubber sharpener in the world was born. It took him almost a year and a half to get it to work the way he wanted it. But it was funny to him because it's still the only squeegee blade sharpener in the world after all these years. Some people ask me, why would I reduce my sales by selling that device? And he would tell them that I'm doing it for the window cleaners so they can save money. And I thought that was pretty outstanding. It is probably the biggest reason, according to him, that other window cleaning manufacturers never copied that idea. They kept copying everything else that everyone else does. And you can resharpen your squeegee rubbers about 12 times, he says, saving 1,200%. Matter of fact, he told me he sharpened one rubber about 16 times. And that's pretty extraordinary. Now, you talk about maximizing your profit margin. That's taking it to the extreme, but in a good way. Also, I wanted to say about that cleaning powder and the Glide goes well together. And I've witnessed that. I'm the first witness to deal with that, since I've been using it. Not the first, but you know what I'm saying. I'm a true witness to they go together. The reason he separated that chemical and the lubrication is because on a hot day, it doesn't slow you down having a lot of suds around the edge. And, but that's pretty much it. What else was I going to say? But the part that about resharpening, no manufacturer is ever going to do nothing like that to save money for us. But he does it because he's a window cleaner and he loves speaking to window cleaners. I could tell. He's almost 75 years old and he's still working. He doesn't look a day over 55. That man, I gotta tell you, man, he's full of life and full of energy. But see, that's what keeps you young. That's what keeps you going. You see, your body's like a well-oiled machine. If you don't use it and get out there and move around, your body, rigor mortis will set in. Sometimes, if you're not totally in good health and good spirits, stopping work will sometimes kill you. People retire and then they roll over and die because they have nothing else to live for. They don't have to get up every day. Sometimes working will keep you young and keep you strong. You know what I mean? Your body's not made to sit around and isolate watching TV all day and eating potato chips and whatever else you guys eat when you're isolating. You see, every day when I was supposed to be inside, I was outside. I was isolating by myself, outdoors, in nature, staying away from all that technology and getting in touch. This is the time we need to pull together and stop going online. You know what I mean? Stop watching a whole bunch of videos, but no one's going to do that. You know why? Because it's just pure laziness. You know what I mean? And they're occupying their brain most of the time with garbage. Go out in nature, appreciate the life that you have and the life of creatures, animals and whatnot. And roaches and insects or whatever else you guys see. They're a part of creation too. It's amazing to see life crawl around you. You know what I mean? Because that lets you know that all this technology crap don't even matter. Because you can't take none of it with you. including that money that you guys are being piggish about, some of you. But this is Masters at Wagtail, and Sorbo's a nice guy, man, and I've been honored to meet him over the phone, and I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't even talked to Willie over the phone. We go sometimes back and forth through the messenger, but that's pretty much it. And for Sorbo to actually pick up the phone and want to talk to me, you could tell he likes speaking with window cleaners. He's not big on social media. You will never see him on Facebook. You will never see him on YouTube, because he's a humble person, and he's down to earth. And when I mean down to earth, he absorbs the earthly things in nature. You know, he's not all about that bells and whistles. You know, most older, mature people aren't. My mother's the same way. She's the heck with all that damn technology. It'll boggle your brain. It'll bust your brain. You know what I mean? That alone is enough to stress somebody out. You could be whoever you want to be online. And it amazes me so many people feed into nonsense. Sometimes it's nonsense. Not all the time. Some people are actually on the level and expressing themselves in their true form. But you will never know this, because anyone can make themselves be what they want to be. And that's the problem. A lot of people faking the funk. But this is Masters at Wagtail. See y'all in the next one.